Hi, my beautiful collective. Okay, so we're gonna get into this message. There was a song that I was woken up to. It was called "Don't You Worry, Don't You Worry, Tame. Someone's got a plan for you. Don't you worry now." That's the song that I was woken up to. I don't know who that's by, but as always, it's gonna be in the description below. Okay, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Let's see, what is going on for the collective today? What is the collective need today at this time? Well, let's see. Oh, let's put the tonight this time. What are the messages for the collective? What do we need to know at this time? The messages, please. What are the messages? What are the messages for the collective? I feel like, okay, the deception card is coming out. And what I was getting at this card immediately was something like somebody lied to you when you were a child. Is what I'm getting. Somebody lied to you when you were a kid, when you were younger, about something. Okay, sorry, I'm not looking at this beef. It feels like with that, feels like with that song coming in and the deception card coming out, it's telling me that somebody, whoa, whoa, that's exactly what I was about to say. You got the awakening card. It's like somebody knew how or where you were growing up or when you were a kid at a very young age. And so they kind of gave you this blueprint or this plan to a lifestyle or a life that wasn't yours to take on or to hold on to or to even pursue, is what it feels like. And it feels like somebody who was self soothing or trying to soothe you into thinking that that was the right choice for you. Um, this seems kind of specific, take what resonates, but like a certain life was like meant for you, but it really wasn't. Okay. And that's because they knew how aware you were, how awakened you are. Awakened soul is what I'm hearing, like a chosen one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so before I hit record, the sounds that connected to the video said the chosen. So I thought that was pretty funny. So um, yeah, it's like somebody who knew like what you were meant for, or like you weren't meant to live a certain life or do something a certain way, and like kind of lied to you about it. Okay. It feels like because I'm really paying attention to the song, I keep hearing it. It's like you have bigger plans. It's like you have better plans here. Okay, so let's see what else this is about for the collective. What else is this about? What else is this about? You could be having some sort of realization about that, actually. Let's see. What else the collective needs to know this time? Uh, what else? This could tie to like your anger too. Like when you learning how to control your anger or your rage, or when you like really get upset about whatever this is, and you like want to figure out a way to like express yourself. It's like it's something tied to that. Is what I'm getting. Cool messages, please, for the collective. So cool messages, please, for the collective. Ooh, confirmation. Surrender to the journey, release control. Yeah, confirmation. What else does the collective need to know this time? Feels like you had to surrender here to your path, even though it was like this could have been like a hard process for you, just because I'm seeing somebody standing in front of somebody else, like confronting them on what this is. Like I'm seeing somebody really coming to terms with how it is that they want to live their life, and it's like the way that you the way that you've gone about this, or the way that you're going about this, is like you have to confront the exact thing that you've been scared to confront this entire time in your life. And it feels like a very heavy masculine energy. So I don't know if this is like a father figure for you, but it feels like it has to do with like father wounds. So like coming out of that. Something also about authority. It's 1:22 p.m. right now. Something that has to do with like authority. The wind just started picking the wind just started picking up as I said that. I'm getting whoever I'm talking to, you're a bit of a rebel, okay? I'm hoping that you can hear this. Let me see if I can put it closer. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you're a little bit of a rebel. Maybe you didn't always listen to authority or your authoritative figure, like a father figure, like you rebelled against it a lot, or something about like leader at the bottom of the deck, confirmation. Something about you wanting to become your own kind of authority, and like you want to be your own boss, your own leader. Like you don't want to follow after somebody else's footsteps, or you don't want to listen or be controlled by something for anything. I'm hearing not much longer. Okay, so let's see what else this is about for the collective. It's 1, 2, 3 right now. So I'm seeing you take the steps to do this or come out of this kind of like energy, but it's more so like you're doing it in a healthy way that's beneficial for you. You're not doing it in a way of like who has the most power. Like you don't need to do it in that way. I feel like you realize that you don't need to do it in that way now. And maybe you battled with this in the past. Maybe this could have been something that you battled with in the past, that you felt like you needed to get the upper hand or have the last word, or you needed to be the loudest one in the room, or you needed to just like find a way to get out of like, it's like you need to find a way to get out of like a really heated discussion or an argument or a conversation. Yeah, okay, you're stepping into this side to you. I feel like that is more generous, that is more giving. And that's why you're just sharing your gifts, okay? The things that you know how to do well that you're sharing now. It feels like this is something that's working in your favor because of the law of attraction. Okay, so the energy that you exude at this time is pulling something much greater to you. Okay, trust the pause is coming out. You don't need to like battle everything in one day, okay? And you also don't need to do it alone, is what I'm hearing. But you don't need to tackle everything in one day. Don't try to rush something just because you're frustrated with it, because that's gonna cause more blockages, is what I'm getting. Okay. Um, let's see. What else? What else is this collective into here today? This is a very interesting reading. I was not sure what exactly the energy today was going to be about, just because when I heard that song, immediately, like, what I'm telling you guys, once I opened my eyes, I heard that song, and I'm just like, okay, this seems like a very like motivational kind of like, okay, there's going to be a motivational message of like the collective overcoming something here, but I didn't know exactly what it was going to be about. It's something about like a sacred path to you that only makes sense to you that you're following. And you don't want to be held down to like be controlled so much while you're walking this path. It's something about feeling like you're being controlled and you're like trying to be against it or like work against it here. So, and then Spirit is telling you to make sure you keep an eye out on that, because when you're faced with in certain dynamics, you want to make sure it's not just out of like a trauma response or like reactive, like very reactive to like, okay, they told me what to do. Now my brain knows, because I've trained it for so long to be a rebel towards authority figures, that I'm going to do the opposite. So that can cause friction in the dynamic for you and cause even more blockages, just because if you're trying to, it's like, it's giving me like an Eight of Swords kind of energy where you're trying to break out of something, but you're holding yourself back. It's like you're kind of your own enemy in that situation because your mind is like working against you, basically. So don't overthink it to the point where you're like, I'm gonna treat every relationship of my life this way because no, you've already learned this lesson, so you know how to apply it where you need to apply it, but also don't let it work against you is what I'm getting. Okay. Clear messages for the collective is what is they need to hear at this time. I'm hoping you guys can hear this. Clear messages for the collective. Yeah, it's definitely something about healing a father wound here. Like I'm hearing rebel with a cause. Like you don't have to make things into a battle every single time. I'm hearing whether your dad is in your life or not. Um, you have to release the part of you that is putting up barriers or walls in certain situations and let things flow more naturally. Because if you are the wall, let's say for example, like there's a dog barking. Let's say for example that you're always coming across a situation or in different dynamics where it's like you need to make a decision on how you want to move forward with it or how you want to approach it, but you're always like the wall in the situation and you're not really making any moves or you're not making any like actual conscious decisions about how this will affect you. Um, but you're just showing up as the wall, as somebody who's like kind of like a rock, like you can't move the rock because it's like so hard and like it's heavy and it's like nobody wants to try and move the rock, right? But it's like they're telling me for you to not be the rock, be more of a pebble. I don't know why I'm being shown some of these skipping pebbles, but be more of a pebble so when you're thrown into something, you can still skip. You don't immediately sink, okay? You need to learn how to skip more and yeah, it's an interesting message. Um, learn how to skip so you don't sink. Okay. Clear messages for the collective, please. Clear messages for my collective. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I was getting something about like something along the lines of along the lines of childhood, just because. Oh, I just saw a white feather. Wow, I just saw a white feather fly down. Something to do with childhood because they want me to. Okay, they want me to talk about my dream last night. So I had a dream that in I was in a family home and there was a bunch of kids running around and I was like trying to figure out where all these I was trying to figure out where all these kids came from. But it looked like they were coming from like summer camp. And so they were running around with each other in groups, playing with each other, right? And there was also like cats, I guess. There was like a bunch of cats in the dream and they were running around chasing them. And I figured that these were camp kids because I opened the fridge and there was a bunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches already pre-made, eggs pre-made, like a lot of just like juice boxes, like everything. There was like food just pre-made for them. And I was wondering, I was like, okay, why are they all here? Like I was very confused in the dream. I was wondering why they're all here, but the whole point of the message was me to figure out, well, not the whole point of the dream, but part of it was for me to find out that they were like camp kids. Uh, so something about camp. I don't know if you went to camp as a child. I don't know. It has to do something with you growing up and going away somewhere. And this could have been your grandmother's house, okay? Because yeah, it could have been your grandma's house. There's like a bee that's like, oh my god, there's a bee that's circling. Um, it feels like something that was like I don't want to say experiment, but something here that it's like you went away and you had this experience, right? And then you came back, and now it's like I'm hearing it 10 times stronger because of whatever this experience was for you growing up, and was for you to like learn something and take a lesson away from it. It wasn't so much to punish you, is what I'm hearing specifically, because you could have thought that was punishment. Something about your age, the way that you were thinking at that time was way in advance as what um, the people around you were like experiencing or learning at the time. Something along those lines. It's like you knew something more than, yeah, again, oh my gosh. That brings me back to like what I said at the beginning of the message about how somebody knew something about you when you were growing up, and they kind of deceived you in a way to where they said this was good for you when it wasn't really, it wasn't showing you something that you didn't already know. It was more so of them projecting a life that they wanted you to live or have because they lived a certain way growing up too. It's like something that was passed down, like a generational thing that was like passed down is what I'm getting. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Let's see what else the collective needs to hear this time. I haven't even pulled another card yet, and I got all of that. Cool messages, please. What else did the collective need to hear this time? But they wanted me to bring up PB&J sandwiches or just like something as a child that you grew up with and what your childhood was like. Ooh, this could have been like your cause, your rebel with a cause. This could have been your cause as to why you acted out with male authoritative figures in your life, or just people that had authority over you at that time. You were acting out a lot. You were a rebel. Um, this actually, okay. There's like yes, there's definitely a good and a bad when it comes to this, especially growing up and you're like the child in the situation. You're supposed to obey your parents, okay? You're supposed to listen. You're supposed to learn the lessons that they have to teach you. But it was something about you and the way that you did it was a way that challenged those around you, but it helped you mentally because it also challenged you and it helped you grow and become this like leader that you are today is what I'm getting, okay? So let's see what else. Oh, yeah, oh my gosh. The like courage just flipped out like that. I'm gonna put it back in the deck, but it was the way that it was something that was like a ladder, like a stepping ladder to where you're at right now. It was like you've grown into someone that's very like, I don't want to say bossy, but you do come off like you are your own boss. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting. Like you're your own boss. You work for yourself. You could actually work for yourself, collective. You could be an entrepreneur. Um, but it's giving me the skills, what am I hearing? I'm hearing the developmental skills, but I'm hearing also building blocks. Whoa, the way that that came out. Keep going. Okay. The way that you trust yourself is kind of like unfamiliar to those around you because um it's like you really, really trust yourself. Like you really, really trust yourself. You trust yourself so much to just stay, you probably stay in your energy majority of your time just because you know what is best for you. And it's not so much that you're picky, collective. I'm getting that you worked really, really hard mentally to be where you're at. Okay. This could also be physically, you worked really, really hard, but I'm getting majority of it has to do with your mentality now because again, what we see reflected outside of us has to do with what's going on inside. So the ways that you were able to work through something at a young age helped you, it has helped you and is helping you approach the situations that are coming to you now in your adult life. Okay, you don't have to be a full adult if but I'm getting that it, it's helping the way your mind works. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, let's see what else it is you need to know this time collectively. Clear messages, please. Oop, clear messages for my collective, please. What else is it that they need to know? Yeah, I keep hearing the song. Don't you know, Tame? Someone's got a plan for you. Don't you worry. I'm also getting like it's giving me like I'm remembering this old movie Parent Trap. That could be significant. Somebody going away to camp and like hating it, like not wanting to go at all, but like learning a lot and making friends, or just like yeah, making friends along the way, learning a lot of like lessons, coming out like 10 times stronger, but also um I'm getting that that could have been like a mantra for you or like an affirmation you told yourself when you were growing up. Like if you were sent somewhere at a really young age and it was uh unfortunately if it was against your will or if it was just something that you didn't want to do, uh I'm getting that you kind of like repeated something to yourself to give yourself hope that you're going to get out of there and you're not going to be stuck there forever is what I'm getting. Ooh, you got books. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Like maybe you studied a lot, maybe you learned something over there, maybe you had a lot of books, so you were reading a lot growing up, but you definitely kept yourself busy. Alright? That's what I'm getting. You kept yourself busy, you kept yourself going. I'm getting like the energizer running and you just keep going and going. Like you had a lot of energy. You had a lot of energy. I'm getting that people try to control you a lot, or they at least try to shape you or mold you in an image that wasn't your own. Okay, so I'm getting that you already broke out of this kind of loop. You broke out of this illusion, but that's just like confirmation for you that yes, you were not meant to be who those people wanted you to be. Okay. Um, let's see what else. Clear messages. Clear messages for the collective, please. Clear messages, please. Hibernation. I'm getting something about hibernation as well. Shadow, tricks, clear messages, tools. Ooh, another card about sharing your gifts. Okay. Share your gifts and another card about surrendering. Okay, this makes me feel like since we already finished like the top row, this makes yeah, oh my god, this is crazy how they're coming out. Share your gifts is falling under deception, so it's definitely something about what you knew as a child growing up or what you were learning growing up, like a mindset that you had was kind of like taken away from you. Maybe your childhood was stolen from you. Maybe you didn't get to fully live out your childhood years, okay? And I'm really sorry if that has happened to you. I really feel for you. But it's something here that it's like suppressed. There's something here that was suppressed in you growing up. And I feel like now you're being asked to release you're being asked to release whatever was suppressing you for such a long time. This could have to do with your throat chakra, speaking, vocalizing what it is that you want in your present moment, in your life now, whatever you're manifesting or creating. Again, with the rebel with the cards, it's bringing me back to that. So I don't know if you've been resisting something in the present moment, but it's like you need to surrender to it because this suppression, it cannot go with you. in this new timeline. Okay, the suppression of whatever this was, it can't repeat itself. It can't loop again in this new timeline. It's only gonna hold you back. Okay, and it's gonna control you even more. Even if you think that you're not being controlled, that's still controlling you because you need to fully surrender to it. Um, hold on, let's go to the. Okay, so I'm getting like I'm hearing succumb. So just because you surrender to something, it doesn't mean that it's going to overtake you and control you. But I'm getting that this has to do with the other side of your emotions because you've shown so much strength and courage and um, individuality in your life. It has reflected to you in your life, right? But it's also something that has to do with the other side of the wheel of your emotions, like definitely like your deeper emotions, like emotional sensitivity. Um, this doesn't have to specifically be sadness, but what makes you sad? Like, even if you don't want to tap into that, you need to kind of start doing it because it's there to balance you out for a reason, right? We can't always be, it's 144. We can't always be happy all the time. That's impossible. We can try, but that's impossible. But also they want me to talk about red because I don't know. Yeah, red and rage. They want me to talk about that because you don't want to battle everything. It's almost like a choose your battles is what I'm hearing. Like choose your battles. You don't want to try to win every argument. You don't want to try to win every like a situation just because you're not really learning something if you do it that way. There's no room for growth. There's no room for improvement. There's getting for some of you because I keep hearing, I'm getting for some of you that I keep hearing self-criticism. So I don't know if you critique yourself a lot, you criticize your own, like yourself a lot, like in situations that you go through, but don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. Everybody's learning and growing too. Like you don't have to, again, you don't have to try to overcome a situation in one day. But this is just like for you to open your eyes to something that could be in your present moment. That doesn't need to be like a battle for you to win. Okay, so let's keep going.